in my opinion.
More than likely. But here's what you do have to understand, is that a majority of the children that started with Cars 1, like our son, are 12 and up at this point. So Cars 3 is for them. They are for the ones that grew with it. Kind of like, Toy Story 3, is something that...
was us.
Yes.
Yeah, was us.
Again, this is a Disney franchise that grew with the child,
Yeah.
Because, again, Seth was only 1, maybe 2.
When the first one came
when
out.
Cars 1 came out.
And when he could visualize it, he loved it.
Yeah, and, to the point where, Cars 2 and Mater's Tall Tales, etc.
Which they just watched, 2 days ago. They watched that.
So, I mean, in a sense, Cars 3 is for that kid that grew up with,
Lightning McQueen, yeah.
Lightning McQueen. I mean, I've always said, and I will still say it to this day, prior to Wreck-It Ralph coming out and The Incredibles coming out and all the other franchises they have now, Cars was always like the quote-unquote Disney princess.
Yeah.
For the boy fans.
For the boys,
because, there's no secret, Disney does cater a lot more to the female genre.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like when Cars came out, that was,
Yeah,
that was, everyone clung to it, but it was like, ooh, Cars. And it's like, Cars 3 is definitely for the kids that grew up with it. It's like they're mature enough to handle Cars 3 now.
It definitely seems like this is going to be this is the farewell story without a doubt. This is definitely the farewell story without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one you mentioned was
Despicable Me 3.
Get ready for another smattering of Minions. The first movie, we loved the Minions. Now it's
I am so minioned out.
I am so minioned out.
I was minioned out after the first one.
Yeah, I mean, but it looks. It's not grabbing me. It just looks forced. Now it looks forced.
Yeah.
The story for me seems all over the place because the first trailer it looked like he was taking on a new supervillain and everything like that. That guy with the big high top and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then now it turns out that's part of the story because now it's his long lost brother. And his brother,
to being a villain.
and he's going back to being a villain. But yet there's just those. It's like 2 stories rolled into one, and it just seems like too many things mashed in, while also still dealing with fatherhood because they had the cute little part, where he's it's so fluffy, like they did that, but it just seems like a hot mess, and this one's literally bleeding a cash cow dry.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what it definitely feels like.
Because the Minions movie didn't even do that great. It really didn't. So this is Despicable Me just seems forced, and I don't think it's going to do that well.
Want to go into another 3?
Sure.
Transformers.
Oh my God, Transformers right now is being considered not just the worst of the franchise, but the worst movie of the year.
Really?
And that's overtaking what people were saying about The Mummy, because The Mummy people were saying that was Tom Cruise's worst movie. But they're literally saying Transformers 4 was the worst movie of the year so far, and 5, I'm sorry, and they said it's the worst of the franchise.
Ouch.
Now, the interesting thing is, this is supposedly, I think this was supposedly going to be like the end of Mark Wahlberg's run with this series and everything like that, but it's already confirmed that there is, the Transformers, Transformers franchise will go on because they've already confirmed there's going to be a Bumblebee movie.
And another one next year.
Which will probably be the Bumblebee movie.
Oh.
Because there's going to be a Bumblebee movie.
Bumblebee Tuna?
Yeah, funny.
Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna. Also, they're looking to relaunch the whole G.I. Joe franchise, and the big plan that they do want to do, because Mattel is actually... Everything is about creating cinematic universes now.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to jump on the cinematic universe bandwagon because Marvel and DC are the successful ones at it. So, they're doing the Monster Universe. Universal's doing their Monster Universe. Mattel wants to do the same thing with their Mattel Universe. And they eventually want to tie... They do want to do a Transformers G.I. Joe run because that's one of the biggest crossover storylines ever done in comics, which is still very popular.
Yeah.
I don't know that. But Transformers is not doing well at all. Especially considering like the long-awaited characters and inklings of characters they were waiting on. And everything like that. But, Transformers, woof.
Damn.
Although Baby Dinobots in the commercial was very cute. Baby Dinobots was cute.
But that can't be the win of it. It's not like adding a little baby into a TV sitcom just to make things fun again.
Yeah, seriously.
Like when they added, what was it, 7 to Married with Children?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can't, no. You don't do that. Or Baby Oliver, Cousin Oliver, and fucking...
And just Minion Tic Tacs for the win. Yeah, the Minion Tic Tacs were cool. That was awesome. I'll say that.
All right. One that I know a lot of people on my feed are looking forward to is the War of the Planets of the Apes.
That's looking amazing. I
is.
know it's not really your thing, but you've
It
been
is.
watching the trailers, and because you haven't watched the previous two, but I know the trailers, like, every now and again I have the trailer on, and I kind of just see Miss Foxy just like going to...
Because cinematically, it looks fantastic.
And Woody Harrelson as a villain, you can't go wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't.
I mean, ever since Natural Born Killers, come on now.
Mhm.
You know? Like, but this one looks amazing. I mean, it's also obviously setting up, you know, the lead hero, anti-hero of Caesar. Let's not forget what his name is.
Yeah.
Caesar. And everything like that. And given the history of Caesar, we all know what happens. I have a funny feeling, obviously, it's going to be the end of Caesar because they've already said this is not the end of the Planet of the Apes franchise by far. But I think this is going to be the one that sets us off into the more classically known Planet of the Apes. So I think post this, we're going to move forward into the actual franchise where it's the planet is theirs.
Is it completely and utterly wrong that anytime I think of the original Planet of the Apes or even this new Planet of the Apes thing that we're doing, the only thing that ever pops into my head...
Spaceballs.
Yes.
That's the only thing.
That's the only thing that ever pops into my
I
head
knew
is
this is
Spaceballs. It's not even the original Planet of the Apes, which I saw. It's that one scene at the end of Space. Oh, shit, there goes the planet. Like, why is that the only thing that ever pops in my head?
Oh, my God.
That's all I ever picture when I think of, especially when I think of how the old Planet of the Apes were. Like, that is seriously the only thing I
You're
ever
still seeing
think
the
of
old
is
prosthetic
Spaceballs. I just think,
master.
yeah.
Oh my God! But no, it's looking like the best one that they're going to put out so far. Like they've gone balls to the wall. This one, the story looks amazing. Graphics look incredible. This is going to be huge. This movie, without a doubt. I think it's gonna be a big win.
All right, let's switch.
Can you pass me the iced tea next to you, please?
Switch things up just a tiddly bit here. Dark Tower.
Dark Tower's got it's got its following.
Oh,
it's got a following.
Does it? The Stephen King Dark Tower. The books were popular. The comic book franchise of it took it to such a new level. And correct me if I'm wrong here among Stephen King fans, or even just fans of the Dark Tower itself, because you can be impartial. This has been the most looked forward to,
anticipated thing.
Because
this has been waited for how long now?
A very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like yes, people love it, and people loved
The
Shining, and they want to see where the new Pet Cemetery is going to eventually go. And Stephen King has so many books under his belt that can still be done that haven't. But of all the stories ever told, Dark Tower was the one that fans were like, dude, when and where?
Yeah, seriously.
And from what we've seen, I don't know much about it. I just know the very bare bones about it. But from what I've seen, it has me interested enough to go, not only do I want to check that out, I actually might want to read all about it, too.
Yeah, because, and then it's nice to see Matthew McConaughey jumping into a nice, different character.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew McConaughey, as we know, has been doing a lot of eccentric roles lately.
Yes.
And proving his acting chops.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's veered off from the rom-coms. He's done that route because, he was a good-looking guy and everything like that. But, showing, I can act. And he's been doing less attractive characters. He's been doing less attractive characters that are not based on his looks, characters that are not based on his body, that actually have to do with his acting. Kind of like everybody still harkens to that scene from Wolf on Wall Street where he's doing the which was completely improv because you could see Leonardo DiCaprio, they show the footage, like he gets uncomfortable when he's doing it, but he actually breaks character and they kept it on film where he actually looks at the camera like, what the fuck is going on? Like he just didn't know.
Yeah.
So McConaughey is really stretching his acting chops, and to see him in the role of the villain and everything like that, this is going to be really good.
Yeah.
And Idris Elba, as we know, is a fantastic actor and everything like that.
Yes.
And it's nice to see him getting a starring role like this because he was and everything like that. So I think it's going to do good.
Yeah,
it's not going to do big numbers, but it's going to do well.
Yeah. Our listener, Mike, he was waiting for us to talk about this. He blatantly said he's so glad this is not made for TV. And
yeah, because they would hold so much back.
Yeah, I can actually agree with this because just from a Stephen King story level, when they took his big-ass, monstrous novel called Under the Dome and made it
Oh,
for
yeah. I
TV.
remember you were pissed.
I was
Bad,
pissed off.
yeah.
My mother, she is a Stephen King nut job, let me tell you. She read the book and she watched the series, and granted, yes, they are two different mediums, but in her exact words, it was just absolutely butchered.
Yeah, because they crushed down so much to turn it into a TV movie.
Yeah, it was absolutely butchered. Whereas something along the lines of The Mist, that's something that can go to TV simply because The Mist is is technically a short story in one of Stephen King's big short story
Which The
books.
Mist apparently is killing because it's gruesome
Yes,
as
but
hell
being
for a
it's
TV show.
yes, but being it's a short story, you
It
can
can
take,
go that small
yes,
screen. You can
whereas
take it
something
small.
like Dark Tower, no,
It's too big.
no, way too big. And if it did go to TV, it would have to go to cable.
Yeah.
It would have to go to cable. But you know what? The fact that it's not, it's about time.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time a King movie, a King book, turned into a movie?
A major motion picture
Yes.
that bad. Yeah, absolutely.
It's about time again.
Absolutely. What do we got
Okay,
next?
what do I got next? What do I have next? Let's keep with the darkness. This is something Spike can go a lot about because we were talking about this in the car
Right.
a few days ago. Annabelle creation.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
but this is where it gets a little confusing to those that don't follow this at all, because him and my mom were talking about it because they are avid horror movie fans like crazy. Annabelle creation is technically Annabelle 2, but it's a
prequel of a prequel.
it's a prequel of a prequel. Yes.
Yes.
Spike, please explain this.
I'm still trying to figure it out because when I read the whole plot, it's about like the maker that created the doll, and then how it's in like an orphanage house and it possesses all the girls there. But then I'm wondering, how is that the origin when the original the doll got possessed by this crazy woman that attacked the family? I mean, the way I could probably figure it out is maybe this doll has multiple souls in her that makes her more possessive and shit, instead of just one. But either way, I'm just still confused why it's another prequel, but...
It's so
Where it
funny.
goes.
As he's explaining this, all I'm picturing is Austin Powers when he's explaining when he says, "Oh my God, I've gone cross-eyed."
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, oh my God, but it's just like, hey, can we just call it a prequel or a sequel? Make up your mind.
I mean, up until they were talking to me in the car about it, I had no idea that this doll had anything to do with The Conjuring to begin with. I'm like,
Because it had like
What?
one little small part in the beginning. It was in a shelf that you wondered what is so big about this doll that we were curious. And then we got the film. Then we were like, oh, okay.
okay.
There it is.
Now, granted,
Yeah.
you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Okay. But, per viewing standards, would you recommend to people that have never seen this before to start with, technically, Annabelle 2, since it's a prequel of a prequel? Would you say start there and then go in order, or would you just go in the order in which everything was released?
The way it was released, it's almost like saying like you can't watch Star Wars Episode 1 first.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I'm asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Start with
I don't know
Conjuring
if
first. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if the same rule would apply when it came to something like this. You
Right,
know,
yeah.
that's why I'm asking.
Mhm.
That doll is fucking creepy though.
Yeah, porcelain dolls always are.
I know it's never going to happen, but they have to do something with Annabelle and Chucky. Come on. It's right there. Just do it.
It's
See, I would like to see a Chucky Annabelle crossover in the Hack/Slash universe comic books.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That would be cool, yes.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
All right, let's get into. Shall we go funny? Let's go a little what the fuck. The Emoji Movie.
The only thing that's got me sold on the Emoji Movie is the fact that Patrick Stewart is playing poop.
I know.
That's the only thing that has me.
I know.
Is the fact that Sir Patrick Stewart,
knighted by the Queen.
one of the greatest actors of our time, who, yes, he plays Bullock on American Dad and everything like that. It's just, I like little girls.
I know, right?
But the fact that of all the emojis that you could possibly have Sir Patrick Stewart play, you have him play poop. Like, that's the only selling point for me. That's it.
I love that he's playing poop. I love it.
Like, and it's great
makes
because
me wanna buy
it
the
shows he
poop
doesn't take
emoji
himself
pillow.
seriously. It really shows he doesn't take himself
He
seriously
makes
at
me
all.
want to buy the poop emoji
Because
pillow.
he's one of those actors that has that acting resume and the acting chops that he could be snooty about his roles.
Yeah.
And be an acting snob and everything. And he's not. He's
I know.
completely not.
I know.
Personality-wise and everything, he is not. And the fact that he's like, it's like, hey, Patrick, do you want to play this emoji